Alright everybody, this is Itachi13, aka 13 Dragonblade. This is going to be my Hating the Meta segment 2. I'm going to be teaching you some good tech cards to use in your deck. And of course we're going to discuss the bag. So this is going to be quite a rant video.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty then, so the first one we're going to discuss is Spirit Reaper. Why do you like Spirit Reaper?
Main point of Spirit Reaper? He just says, big dick. Really big dick. Because all you can do there is stare at it and be like, man, why you gotta wave that in my face?
Your reason?
Eventually, someone gets let's say for instance, dick slap. But unfortunately, you can't fight dick with dicks. And that's how it goes with Reaper.
Going back to the main reason why I actually use this, a lot of people were wondering why the hell even run this in a ninja deck. Well, it's Reaper. Reaper can be used for either sitting on the field looking pretty like that, or you can have it slowly poke at your opponent's hand, which a lot a like to do.
Not to mention choosing any card, and if a person has X-ray vision, that is a screw up the ass.
Because
that's how Pegasus cheated.
Because Superman loves playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Now.
Alrighty then. That's basically all we have to state about Spirit Reaper. It's just a really good card. Now we're going to go into this little girl right here. Veiler's popular everywhere.
I almost mistaked her for Miku Hatsune.
And if it makes you feel any better, no, it's not a Blackwing.
Alrighty then. But yeah, Veiler's used everywhere. It's just one of those, it's either a side deck to main deck choice nowadays, just as well as this one. These two go together. Maxi is another hand trap, besides Gores anyway. I'm not going to really cover Gores in this video because we all know how badass he is. But we have Maxi over here, which helps you draw cards. You can chain to your opponent's special summon, and as soon as they start special summoning, you just keep drawing cards for it.
And while Maxi is a cockroach, he is not a Blackwing.
Looks like fireflies.
And that's all that matters.
Firefly, cockroach, I don't even know what to call him. This girl, however, is quite good. She's basically like a Fiendish Chain, you can say. Not a permanent Fiendish Chain, but a Fiendish Chain for a turn.
Until you debunk her.
Yeah. These two cards fear debunk. And then, of course, the one card that I actually like a lot is Torrential. It's been a staple for years now. I like it just as much as Mirror Force. And it's always nice to see your opponent summon a whole bunch of monsters and then just do that to them.
Big Sam's get screwed over that.
Here's one way to do it. I used it on my friend Doug. I had it set. And I was waiting for him to summon everything. So he summoned all of his monsters. I chained Call of the Haunted to it. He negated because he didn't want me to get my Fangin. Then I Torrential right on the spot. He had nothing to stop it. His Barkion was stopped by my Veiler, and I watched him cry. Alrighty then. Now let's talk about the cards that we don't like so much. For instance, what are some of yours? I would say two choices.
Well, as much as I would love to go through Blackwing, but we don't have 3 hours. So we're going to start with BLS.
He came back. He came back.
He is basically Konami's worst attempt at saying, hey, how can we stop dragons? I know. Let's send everything off the field. Forever. Dun, dun, dun.
Bad idea. When BLS came back, everybody started ranting, getting the ones from the Gold Series. We all know why BLS was very popular, and I honestly don't like it because I could have a Scrap Dragon on the field, Stardust, and everything of the sort, and I could be having a good old time whooping my opponent's ass, and then just that one card that they top deck with a whole bunch of Light and Darks from the graveyard makes me get annoyed.
BLS has the potential to be good. Problem is, he's too good. If they gave the same effect to Chaos Sorcerer, people wouldn't give a fuck.
People would just use Chaos Sorcerer.
You give BLS nothing. He'll still be powerful. He's a 3K beater that you get equivalently for free. And he's only necessary because apparently the idea that since most dragons are at most 3K, if he isn't able to run it over instantaneously, you know what? Let's just have him banish it because, you know, he needs to be completely unstoppable. And that's why he's annoying.
Finally, let's come up to another one.
Starting with the main thing?
Mainstream decks.
How can we troll people?
Mermails. Fish. That nobody paid attention to for years, now people are actually paying attention to these guys.
Mermails are a nice little thing. Mostly because it's like, hey, how much shit can I shove up your ass before you realize, hey, this is a fish? Because what's better than seeing a bunch of cross-dressing little humanoid things from out of nowhere come in and shove random scales up your ass and pretend like they can do something?
Aquaman.
Hopefully, Aquaman at least has a penis.
Anyway, so we got the mermails off. Now I'm going to talk about my most hated one of the day. It's actually the Gigiras. What do you think about that?
Ironically, machines needed support.
They had Machina Fortress.
Exactly.
That's not the support they needed.
Remember, people, if you aren't trolling, then you're not buying from Konami.
True point, true point.
And now you know.
Alrighty then. So let's discuss another set of cards that we think that should not be in the meta. And I have one for you right now. You guys remember the gold Insectors? They got outran. I feel so bad for them, and they did not deserve that.
It's only because of Hornet.
Yes, it was because of Hornet. He brought up a good point.
Hornet does know how to cross someone in the penis.
Hornet was the biggest issue that Insectors came across because the deck itself had nothing to worry about, but people just did not like Hornet coming out every 5 seconds to pop something. So, we're not going to discuss the decks that are mainstream but nobody really paid attention to. The Madolches.
Maradocci.
Hey, who doesn't like the French?
I'm studying French.
Oui, valez pour
If I ever want to say destruction,
Yes.
oui, monsieur.
Oui, oui, monsieur. And then finally, we come up to another hated deck that I honestly am okay with, but I still cannot stand. Dino Rabbits. They topped, so did Wind-Ups, and that's the reason why Tour Guide, that's the reason why Rabbit went to 2. Your opinion?
These things don't need to exist. They don't make sense. But people like pretending like they have creativity, so I give it to them.
Most hated thoughts about Rabbit.
Why would I want Bugs Bunny to shove its dick up my ass with a dinosaur?
That is true. And the fact that they have Logia, which is basically a Solemn Judgment, and they have Dolka, which is basically Divine Wrath on crack. So, that's 2 reasons to hate the deck right there, and if that didn't make it any better, there's Tour Horror. We already know how badly she was very popular in the thing when she came out, and, what was it? I believe it was Extreme Victory?
If I remember correctly, it was
Either Extreme Victory or Gen Force.
Gen Force.
Gen Force was where she came out. And she was reprinted shortly after in the Battle Pack, Epic Dawn. She was reprinted as a Black Rare and a Starfoil. Now she's been reprinted in the Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo tin, which of course sold out immediately. And if I could say it to you right now, this was the only tin that they had 2 more at the anime shop at. This is the beautiful Hanzo tin that I have. It holds my Ninja deck and it also holds my Agent deck. So, there we have it. And then finally we're going to touch on the one that everybody is now running.
Dark World?
Yes. The ones that love to discard and the reason why Grapha isn't fair. Your opinion?
If there's one way to go to hell, it's through the dark door that is Dark World.
What do you hate about Dark Worlds the most?
Grapha! I think dude just took my answer.
Yeah, Grapha is a very unfair card. As I discussed in my Derpy Dark World deck profile, you just discard it, and you make your opponent cry, because it targets one of their cards, not yours, and it blows it up.
And it gets even so much trollier with Drag Down to the Grave.
Drag Down to the Grave is an annoying card.
If any of you seen the anime Durara, Drag Down to the Grave is like Izaya Orihara. It takes your precious cards and smashes them.
By shoving them up your ass.
I would say shoving them in the grave, but the only thing that I must say is that it kind of is an annoying card. They can look, they can take your Reborn, they can dump your Heavy Storm, If they really wanted to be a douche with their move, they can go drag down in the grave, get rid of your heavy storm, and then prohibition your MSTs. Unless you run Dust Tornado, you're screwed. Another big major point that I'm going to touch with Dark Worlds. Snow is a little bit too broken.
It's retarded.
It can search out herself.
I miss my penis.
Thoughts about Snow and thoughts about Brow.
Bro, if you need a draw power with ecstasy.
There's nothing wrong with Brow. I actually do like that Dark Wolf card. He's definitely okay until I saw that he was a tour guide target.
He's very good until, he decides not to be by shoving his penis up your ass in the form of an arrow. Because he just needs that much draw power.
And then, of course, we can't forget, again, that he is a tour guide target, and you can make his end mains with him, which is very annoying. Because then your opponent will stack on his end mains and laugh at you. But yeah, can't stand Snow either. Snow, they use Dark World Dealings, they discard a Snow, they look for Snow, they Dark World Dealings again for Snow and another Snow, and then finally Dark World Dealings a third time for Snow into Grapha. Or Snow into the field spell, just for the sake of doing it. And Snow, of course, helps set up their graveyard so they can banish it. And I believe there was one card that Dark World used by the name of Transport Fiend.
Transport Fiend. Crack on legs.
It's not really for Dark Worlds, but they just had to make it for Dark Worlds.
Main ability. Take monster. Send it to the graveyard.
Gain 500.
Gain 500.
So he's a 2K beater.
Smoking pot. Stab your family. Rape your children. Come a little bit on your mother. And then come back with a big beater on the field because he feels like it.
23 at most people, that's what the field spell.
And then when he dies, or if he dies, he brings back another big beater from your removal pile because
silver, gold.
He needs that much play. Remember, children, if you see him coming down the street, cover your penis and run the fuck away because you're gonna get raped.
Very well then. We've covered the last mainstream deck. Now I'm also going to cover the next thing. It's not a deck that I'm beginning to hate. I'm just wondering why nobody has really paid attention to it. Heretics. What is wrong with Heretics?
Oh, that's easy. You just give Master Tricks and they shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we got Master Strix over here.
Well, they have Master Six on that. Here's the main reason why people hate them. 2,000-3,000 beaters first turn. And who doesn't like just blowing up the world because you get bored?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, world destruction. Especially considering that there's tons of cards that work on tribute. Let's see. Everything involving dragons?
Monster Gate?
But hey, what's that about, having a whole army of dragons turn one? I mean, it's just going against normal people. It's
not
like
to mention
stealing their souls or anything.
Not to mention the fact that you can get red eyes from your deck immediately and just special it to the field with a ton's effect. That's not broken at all.
Player warning. Heretics may steal your soul. Please cover your soul and can't do it with the sutras.
With a map.
Please report this to the release.
This is Itachi13 signing out. This is my second rant video on hating the meta.